I'm Josh, and welcome back to more Alan Wake 2, where absolutely nothing traumatizing will ever happen. And this story isn't convoluted or crazy or anything. Very simple, down to earth. Yeah. Oh, some good news. So, Jorah laid his fourth eggy poo last night sometime. And Danny, do you want me to put you back away? And Danny's really wants to be with Jorah right now. Which, if she wasn't so dominant and, not and so willing to abuse Jorah, I'd allow her in. And now she's, oh god damn it, Danny, okay, you're going back in, honey bun. Wait, I didn't close this. Did I close this correctly? Or are you trying to break Jorah out? Okay. Excuse me, folks. Danny is going to have to go back in. I just let her out because Jorah just got back in his cage. Come on. God damn it. Hang on. Come on, Danny. Okay, I'm sorry, this is a much more interesting start than I thought. I thought I'd say blah blah blah, and then suddenly, lame joke after lame joke after lame joke. Come on. Danny? Stay. Good girl. Okay. Hang on, now I just let you out a moment ago. Instead of going, hey, I have the whole house to go through, I'm going to try to break into Jorah's house. Okay. Like, I can understand her getting interested by the eggs and wanting to go in, but she was sort of managing to unlock Jorah's cage. Like, she was doing that obsessively, going at any opening she could try for to get her beak around. Danny is an escape artist, so she really, like, you've had pets that some of them can't really unlock doors or get where they're not supposed to, while others seem just to have a magical ability to get anywhere they yearn to. The timeout cage has had to have 2 or 3 systems of locks put on it because she's managed to learn how to unlock. Don't know how. But she has. God. She's like, I want to be with Jorah. And so Jorah's lock in his cage is actually one that I think some of the vets struggle with. And I either didn't lock it correctly or Danny managed to unlock part of it, so yeah. It's a very impressive ability, Danny, but when I lock a place, that means you shouldn't go there, girl. The sass Danny can look at me with, like, I'm sorry, this intro went in a different direction because Danny decided I'm gonna break Jorah out. Even though Jorah went into his cage willingly, I just locked the door behind him so Danny wouldn't be able to get to him. Oh my god. Okay, let's get to the whole point of this stream, eh? Okay, we spent what, like 5 minutes? 5 minutes with Danny drama.
Relay that order. Shit. A threshold event had hit the lake house. Now it was the Marmont's problem. Our mission was outside.
Okay, I will wander blindly until finally looking at them. Actually, let's look at the map now. Let's see, one. Panel control room, so we go dupe, dupe. Or we can just go zoop and just end. Let's see how to avoid the main plot.
Where's the fucking elevator?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Priority 1, get the lights on. Standing around in the dark near Cauldron Lake, you're not smart?
I don't think the FBC could do its job if it always did things smart. Oh, fuck. Let's see, shelter area this way. Can't be that easy, can it? Threshold Sorry. Should I be in here? Is that too close to where I should be and I need to explore more? Anyways, let's read these files. Threshold linking experiment. Progress report by Dr. Jules Marmont. The work to create a stable link between our reality and that of the redacted continues. Reality and that of the dark place continues. Progress is good, with all teams reporting high confidence that a successful connection will soon be possible. Recent efforts in utilizing the paintings produced by Subject P to adjust reality in such a way that achieves our goals were unsuccessful. However, this result allowed us to discard that avenue of research and focus solely on a much more viable one. Wait, could we have reached the lake house if I went back to Cauldron Lake earlier? Yeah. That's either we can do that after we complete this DLC and get to a point in the plot where we can go to Cauldron Lake, or New Game Plus. Sorry, I have like 50 thoughts raging at once. Anyways, our new hypothesis states that the threshold's energies, and thus its reality-altering effect, are drawn to pieces of art that contain significant levels of emotion. This is supported by a clear trend in the data we have gathered over the years. If we can identify and quantify the emotion of an art piece, our work will speed up considerably. So this is where me and the Dr. Marmont really differ. As a writer myself, and yeah, if you're watching this live on Twitch, you should see a link to like Kafka's Men, which is my original book series, and Hunter, which is my fanfic series. So, I love writing. And it honestly fucking annoys me when people try to quantify art. Like, they'll say, oh, this is art because it makes you think, it makes you feel. It's like, sometimes art is total fucking trash with no message behind it. The thing is, art is a reflection of the human spirit. Sometimes that's deep and meaningful, sometimes it's trash, because parts of us are trash. So being like, oh, it needs to be this good in order to be art. No, it just needs to be a human outpouring their emotions through artwork. That's all art is. It's not making you think, making you feel. It's just that. So when you quantify it, it leaves out other pieces of art that you think aren't as high quality, and just fuck it. Well, this whole expansion is a commentary on art, so you'll probably be hearing me rant about this, so I should spread my rant out. So anyway, but that's the basic. Anyways. Work has already proceeded with an immediate focus on developing devices capable of measuring the level of emotion in any given piece of art. For now, our research will continue to focus solely on the art produced by Subject P. While no pieces of his have yielded successful results outside of their assistance in discovering the redacted pages, the Alan Wake pages, maybe. His proven status as a periutilitarian makes his work the most suitable research material. Refer to blah blah blah. Research order. As the Lake House continues to make progress toward its goal, various avenues of research are being pursued. Recently, one such avenue has yielded unexpected results. The research into nursery rhymes, directed by Dr. and Dr. Marmont, led by Dr. Campbell, as an art form has shown viability in its ability to connect with the Cauldron Lake threshold. As a result, the nursery rhyme findings will now be carried forward by the co-heads of research and incorporated into ongoing research across the Lake House, effective immediately. Research teams will be briefed on how to utilize the effective elements of the nursery rhymes into their own work. Note, Dr. Campbell and his team are being reassigned. They will continue to develop their work on nursery rhymes outside the Lake House. Exposure risks related to performing confidential work outside the facility's premises have been acknowledged and accepted by the co-heads of research. Signed, both Dr. Marmonts. This work? If you have played Control, this should look very familiar to you. Oh, good. This is. Oh, I was thinking this whole thing would just be getting to certain parts of the. Let's see. Certain parts of the expansion and just auto-saving, but okay, I'm glad there's manual saves there. These were little safe areas in Control.
Dr. Darling.
Yeah, again, if you haven't played Control or watched anything behind the scenes, this is the voice actor of Alan Wake, who's, yeah, that's him. Both plays and voices that character. I found it really nice because, Sam Lake gave him a little secondary role where he could actually show himself. And he plays a killer fucking song in Control that you can run across.
Okay, he doesn't do a damn thing without power.
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. Oh, good. If I know that artwork's supposed, the creatures are supposed to come out of that thing. If you didn't know that, walking into this, hearing the sounds, and then when you see that for the first time, it'd probably make you shit yourself. I still will probably shit myself, but, you know, I'm aware I'm going to shit myself at least. For some reason, I just remembering Velvet Buzzsaw. Which is a commentary on the whole art industry and the bullshitness of it, basically. I'm just going to focus on doing random facts so I can concentrate on this game. Just looking for any goodies. Hoping there's not going to be a monster or anything. Okay, that has a color to it. That's the room. Was that the room I was just in? No, there's no glowing stuff.
That is not a regulation FBC weapon. Can't open it from the side.
Oh,
Jules'
there,
keycard.
sorry.
Could be useful.
Unfortunately, Jules' keycard went missing last night. Huge shame. On a totally unrelated note, I now have a level 3 clearance card in my office, plus a lot of black rock. Been grinding the black rock down to powder and stashing around in case any gets confiscated. Next stage. Weapon test using black rock powder. If successful, maybe send schematics to offsite teams. Could lead to transfer out of this shithole. Need to think up more applications for black rock now that I have some. God, there's a research at the oldest house who had tons of ideas like this. God, I wish I could remember his name.
Wish they'd make these things lighter.
I actually want to say.
The way I saw it, there was only one way out. Identify the source of the event and contain or eliminate it. Now, good news, I just had to keep going down. Bad news, the elevator liked to disappear.
Wrong way. Okay. I have to put it there. Okay. And I'm sure nothing bad will happen as I'm doing this. Yeah, nothing bad is going to happen. Be blind yourself, Josh. It will fucking work one of these days. It's just be all about the spooky atmosphere. Shit, come on. Why do you have to fucking go so slow? Aren't you someone that's like worked out? I could move faster than this. Possibly.
At least the elevator's back.
Okay.
Can't open it from the side.
Oh, there's another door.
This keycard won't get me in. Need a higher clearance keycard.
First off, a huge thank you to everyone here. The Lake House has made amazing strides in researching the AWE here at Cauldron Lake. Great work, team. I wanted to come in person so I could check in on the latest work. I won't get in the way. It's not our view, so no reason to be scared. Do you hear that, Dr. Marmot? While I'm here, I want to focus on the relationship between the shadow and the AWE site below the lake. The theory that the shadow even originates from the dimension this threshold is tapping into is compelling. Eventually, I want to understand how this dimension manages to convert subjective elements like art into objective reality. What are the constraints of this phenomenon? Can it, say, create altered items or even objects of power simply by manifesting them via a piece of art? These are the things we need to know to accurately classify the shadow. I mean, that name is not very scientific. I mean, who came up with that? Shadow. So, any and all proposals are welcome. Anything testing art's effect on reality by using the shadow's energy is preferred. To find answers, we'll first need a lot of data. No wrong answers. And when I return to the oldest house, anything we end up with to run against a classified project called to build a comparative data set. I I wish I could tell you more. It's very, very exciting. Non-physical forces impacting. Oh, no, sorry, I really can't. It is. You know what? Maybe some of you can come visit. We'll have to get you clearance, of course, but maybe that can. You know what? I don't want to take the entire day talking. So, the shadow represents a whole new area of research, and I couldn't be more excited to start digging in. It's a great new world.
So there's a lot to unpack there, but
The Lake House's research went way beyond studying Cauldron Lake's threshold. Playing with paranatural forces, it never goes well, Saga. This is exactly why we lock up people like Wake.
that's why you lock. God. You lock up people like Wake because of the shit they can do. I can understand the fear. I mean, it's a whole bureau of control. I get that, but if you don't understand and then lock people up, bad shit can happen too. It's just... Alan Wake is a power on a whole nother level that BC isn't prepared for. So, like, we lock up people like Alan Wake, which ends up turning to goddamn shit. But anyways, I can understand the sentiment. I mean, you wouldn't be, like, working for the Federal Bureau of Control if, yeah, because sometimes restraints need to be placed. But anyways, that'll turn into a whole separate conversation, but what I wanted to say was, God, so Dr. Darling seemed to be drawing a connection between the shadow and his Hadron thing, and for those that didn't play Control, Hadron is his device to protect people against the mind-controlling powers of the Hiss, and the Hiss, long story short, is the reason the oldest house got locked down. So, yeah, like there's and on top of that, Dr. Darling's disappeared, and we don't know why or where, but it seems to be in the main game of Alan Wake 2 that he is in the dark place. So his fascination with the shadow definitely led him to the dark place. And the fact he's so fascinated with is, why did he go, would explain his disappearance. Please say Alan Wake's not going to have to fight Dr. Darling at some point. Honestly, that would be fucking hilarious, though. Just because, you know, same dude. But yeah, it's understandable why Estevez's first reaction with Alan Wake was to lock him up, because that's what, you know, she's trained to do. If there's a lion rampaging around, you don't want to keep it out in the open. But it's still very crass. Although I guess I have problems with authority figures. And her introduction left nothing to be desired. Well, the fact that Casey likes her makes me want to be a little more lenient. Hello! Please remember to lock your computer before leaving. To celebrate wildfire seasonal pies from that local diner you all seem to love so much, the members of Project Ramus can come enjoy them in the lobby near my office. All other staff should visit the other Dr. Marmon's office to see if she brought pie. Also, despite the ridiculous dramatics of last year, I have purchased the delicious pecan-filled pies. Happy fall! Hello. A gentle reminder that nut allergies are a serious health issue, and making light of them is not appropriate workplace behavior for anyone of any seniority level. Bringing nuts to the office is a health risk and should be avoided for everyone's safety. Thank you. Harry, do not release any of those pages. Tell Diana and those fools on Praxis Arbitus that we misplaced them. An unfortunate filing accident. Tell them we are confident the pages will resurface in 2 or 3 weeks, but we are too busy making progress to look for them right now. Be sure you say that we are making progress just as I wrote it above. Regards, Dr. Jules Marmont, co-head of research. Attention staff, there's a significant amount of Blackrock missing from sub-level 5. I expect there's a misunderstanding and someone has taken it to another floor by mistake. If you did this, respond to this message and we will fix the problem. Black rock is a precious material. You only have so much of it now with the oldest house being closed. So if you don't know, never played Control, you wouldn't know what black rock is, but it's basically a very unknown and powerful material. Oh fuck. I don't like game saves. Wait, what? Lake House Research Facility, 1 painting, production 2 holding, an observation 3-page. 3-page development, 4 research archives, 5 threshold experiments.
My keycard isn't high enough clearance.
Shit.
Oh, fuck. If you can understand me, I am an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take no hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as hostile. It never fucking works. What the fuck were those things?
Oh my god.
You never really get used to the shit you see in this job, but you can learn techniques to adjust, to function. Take 6 deep breaths, then get to work. Find the source, collapse the threshold.
gonna get answers and questions.
If you can understand me, I'm an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take no hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as hostile. Do you understand?
Well, I'll be damned.
So what kind of entity are you?
Very straightforward answer.
That means you probably imprinted on a person or retained some of your former self's information. Previously human, maybe? Okay, I can live with that.
Hey, how are you? No. Rick, you're not a people person, are you? But, yeah. I guess in your line of work, being a people person isn't really paramount to being effective, so.
I just had an unpleasant encounter with some other painted individuals. Any relation? What does that mean?
That's actually very direct once you know what's going on.
You need to cease all hostility right now!
You were saying?
Bad news? That thing is really pissed off. Good news. It didn't try to kill me.
For now.
Baby steps. Angry living paintings are not typically on the Cauldron Lake bingo card. Something different was happening at the lake house, and I couldn't let it escape. Bright Falls didn't need this particular cherry on its already shitty sundae.
Protective streak, like it.
Sublevel 3.
This isn't the floor I wanted. Fucking elevator.
I do not like that noise. Let's shut the door. Don't think that'll fucking change things, but you know. Organizational update. Moving forward, research at the lake house will be divided into two distinct projects. Project X-10032AW, codenamed Arbutus, will focus on studying the writing of Alan Wake with Dr. Diana Marmont serving as project director. Project C43210RL, codenamed Ramus, will focus on studying Blank and his work, with Dr. Jules Marmont serving as project director. Staff will soon be notified regarding their project assignment and any required desk changes. Your patience is requested during this reorganization. This is This is a confidential facility matter and not to be discussed with external agents or teams. If you have any questions, please contact me directly. Wait, could we have put that?
September 12, 2023. Notes regarding a page of an Alan Wake manuscript I found in the archives. I checked the records, and this page is not in our inventory. I believe it manifested inside the lake house directly. I won't be filing this page. It'll just send Jules into a panic. The page is written in Wake's usual style, so I can't say for certain if it's being literal or figurative or causes monsters.
Is there a difference?
What's interesting is that the page indicates that a painting succeeded in linking Cauldron Lake's threshold with our facility. Writing has always been the clearly superior avenue of research, but I never considered that the writing itself would dictate a different art form as the catalyst for our success. I cannot accept that. I can't allow Jules to stumble his way into success. Not after the years of work I put into this research. I got word yesterday that 2 writers are visiting Bright Falls. Beat Jules to the finish line.
So, it basically shows a whole combining of art forms to create one art piece. I mean, just look at Alan Wake 2 and how over the years Remedy has combined different art forms into one form of art, each one balancing the other out. Like there's live action segments, video game segments, and the Night Springs DLC Timebreaker. Such a combination of is a love letter to all these different art forms that make up video games. So that's an interesting connection there. And then Diana's like, no, only mine can be superior. Like, I consider writing the superior art form. And writing, each art form has its pros and cons, basically. But that's another matter.
Rudolph Lane stood back from the canvas. He didn't recognize the piece. Did he paint this? His mind was foggy, unfocused. He knew the Marmots were putting something in his food. A man in a white coat came to steer Lane back to his cell. He did not.
Why isn't... Okay, I'm going to restart here. Just because I'm worried that previously I've had sound problems with this game, so just hang on a sec. Shit. Okay, I'm just worried that that whole harsh sound wasn't supposed to be there, because previously while playing there was like a harsh sound that just continued way past when it was supposed to be. So I just want to make sure that's not happening again, because I like the creepiness of it, and then there wasn't subtitles, so I'm just very worried. Okay, it wasn't supposed to be there. It was another instance of the sound from one scene just continuing on to the next. Okay.
September 12, 2023.
Just in case it's important for any achievements. First time going through a game, I will not look up achievements. So I don't know if it's needed for an achievement or not, but just in case.
Directly. I won't be filing this page. It'll just send Jules into a panic. The page is written in Wake's usual style, so I can't say for certain if it's being literal or figurative or it causes monsters. But what's interesting is that the page indicates that a painting succeeded in linking Cauldron Lake's threshold with our facility. Writing has always been a clearly superior avenue of research, but I never considered that the writing itself would dictate a different art form as the catalyst for our success. I cannot accept that. I can't allow Jules to stumble his way into success. Not after the years of work I put into this research. I got word yesterday that 2 writers are visiting Bright Falls. I will beat Jules to the finish line.
They're just casually kidnapping people. Great. But since they're down here, like we'll meet them later, and the fact that Saga interviewed them seems to indicate that they were captured after, Nightingale rose from the lake. Either that or timey-wimey stuff's happening here to fuck shit up.
Rudolph Lane stood back from the canvas. He didn't recognize the piece. Did he paint this? His mind was foggy.
Why isn't there fucking
Unfocused.
subtitles?
He knew the Marmots were putting something in his food. A man in a white coat came to steer Lane back to his cell. He did not resist. He was too tired. He lay on the bed, but the stench in his cell wouldn't let him sleep. An acid stink. The turpentine. The paint. It was all over him. Years of it. 1,000 paintings. 1,000 more to come. A putrid weight he could never wash away. Cold hate simmered below the mist clogging his thoughts. Hatred for the paint. Hatred for the brushes. For the Marmots. For himself.
It's an artist being pushed past the limits. Corporate greed, possibly? This is definitely a team thing and not, solo venture comparison. Because someone else is telling you, do this, do that, and just taking everything from you. Could be a corporate thing. God, yeah. They, get the vision out and then trying to milk you for all you're worth. Words per sentence. Max 15, minimum 1, average 6.4. Rudolph Lane stood back from the canvas. Okay, we'll listen to that. Character-centric Lane. Past tense, clipped phrasing, higher adjective uses, focused timeline. Now, you can examine a work of art to figure all these things out. But at the same time, you can't quantify art and say, see, makes it superior, this is what makes something art. Although, if you do use AI to make your quote-unquote art, that is soulless shit, because you're not putting your blood, sweat, and tears, and you're not putting your emotions. All you're doing is typing something out and go, ta-da! Look at what I did. There's so much more. Story concepts, Rudolph Lane paint, odor, Marmots, hate, conflict.
Diana and Jules Marmont had once been a team. Rising stars in the Bureau, both talented in their own way. Diana innovated and Jules got funding from the bureaucrats. Cooperation led to respect. Connection. Then after a decade of hard work, the happy couple were promoted. Co-heads of research. Their first years at the lake house were good. Challenging, but not insurmountable. Not for them. Gradually, thoughts fell into their heads like drops of dark water. Why does she get all the credit? Why does he get any credit? With that, a crack formed in the lake house. The Marmonts and their work became arrogant, erratic. The crack widened and the water seeped in.
See, that's what the Dark Presence does. It's the dark side of people. And if you're not fully aware of that side of yourself, it can take control and fuck you up. Big time. And even if you are aware, it can still fuck you up. That's never mind. That's a whole separate tangent. Style contains dialogue, clip phrasing, third person, omniscient, broad timeline. Story concepts: Marmonts, Diana Jules, FBC, Lake House, conflict, water, dark. Words per sentence: 12. Is co-heads one word or two? Well, with the hyphen, it's one word, I think. Will not think too deeply on that because I will fucking overthink it and nothing will get done. Which is why I tend to avoid research for the most part. Refinement process, ATD output and calibration. The automated typing device will produce writing mimicking that of Alan Wake, no Parutarian, and the goal of affecting reality with the same consistency as Mr. Wake's writing. Talking about our Gen AI, this is exactly it. Hey, let's see, instead of coming up with my own style or working on mimicking the style of someone else, let me just type this into ChatGPT so like it will do something, it will put down words like this author would write. Yeah, Gen AI. Ooh, this is going to be so fun. I've been looking. That's sort of why I was mentioning Gen AI before, because I knew this would come around. To reach this level of authenticity, each page produced by the ATDs, ChatGPTs, must be evaluated and graded based on similarity to Wake's original style. The page will be graded using the following criteria. Comprehensibility. This is the most basic of criteria. The page must use language and develop stories in an understandable, organic way. Which... Style. The page must actually mimic the typical style of Wake's writing using pages in the Lake House possession as reference. Tone. The page must accurately mimic the typical tone of Wake's writing using pages in the Lake House's possession as reference. Content. The page must accurately mimic the typical content of Wake's writing using pages in the Lake House's possession as reference. Once pages are graded, they will be fed into the algorithm as preferred reference material, thus continually refining the writing produced by the ATDs until they can produce near identical stories down Wake. Once that is achieved, we will provide instructions to the ATD on what to write, effectively gaining control of Wake's ability to link with the Shadow's power. Now, do you see the huge glaring problem? Yeah, okay, mimic content, but Alan's ability to his power is not quantifiable. It's something beyond this. You need the actual Alan there, because how he writes connecting to that power is also based off of his experiences stuff that the AI would have no knowledge of doing. And plus, besides connecting to that power, besides having the experience needed, because Alan can't just write something up and it comes real. He has, like, just getting out of the dark place took, an eternity of rewrites, doing things, making mistakes, learning along the way. And besides all that, the dark presence is attracted to creativity. And typing stuff in a machine and having it spit stuff out is not creative. This is just a ton of words of just saying one word. Bullshit. This is not going to work. It's going to explode right in your face. What the fuck? Tell me you know nothing about art without telling me you know nothing about art. Oh, I am loving ranting here. Wait, where's it come from?
There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment. There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment.
Initial finding report re Edward Franklin Booker. Born in New York, New York, currently resides in New York, New York.
The Marmonts
Married
let
to
the lake in, but
Tamitha
the water
Booker.
could not
No known
flow.
children or
It became
dependents.
trapped,
No
stagnant, went bad. The
paracriminal
truth was controlled
affiliations
here.
found.
The art was not art, just content for the
Turn it
experiment.
off. Okay, guess not.
There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let
Nope.
the lake in.
Located
water
in
could
Bright
not
Falls,
flow.
Washington
It
as of
became trapped,
9/10/2023.
stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here.
Writer and director
The
of
art was
5
not
stage
art,
plays.
just content for the
Unsuccessful.
experiment.
Confirmed artist. Designation author, playwright. Disclaimer, background investigation performed in a very short amount of time per instruction.
There
As
was
a
a
result,
crack
the
in the lake
information
house.
contained in
The
this
Marmonts
report
had
is
let
not
the lake in,
comprehensible
but the
and
water could not
possibly
flow. It became trapped,
erroneous.
stagnant, went bad.
Initial
The truth was
findings.
controlled here.
What's the
The art
artist?
was not art, just content for the experiment.
Initial findings report reads Tamitha Madison Booker, born in Atlanta, Georgia, currently resides in New York, New York.
There was a crack in
Married
the
to
lake house.
Edward Franklin
The
Booker,
Marmonts
no
had
known
let the
children
lake
or
in, but
dependents.
the water could not flow.
No
It became
paracriminal
trapped,
affiliations
stagnant,
found.
went
Located in
bad.
Bright Falls
The
as
truth
of
was controlled
9/10.
here. The
2023.
art was not art,
Author of
just
3
content for the
commercially
experiment.
successful true crime books. First publication was a poetry collection, unsuccessful. Confirmed artist, designation. Author,
There was a
poet.
crack in the lake
Disclaimer,
house.
beyond
The Marmonts had
background
let the lake
investigation
in,
performed in a
but
very
the
short
water
amount of
could not
time for
flow.
instruction. As a
It
result, the
became
information
trapped,
contained in this report is
stagnant,
not
went
comprehensive
bad.
and possibly
The truth was
erroneous.
controlled here. The art was
Controlled. Art's not controlled. Art must be free. Even if it's trash, it's art. It's free to be trash. Fly, my trash, fly! Wait, can I read that?
Just content for the experiment. There was a crack.
Typewriters. Please don't let this be what I think it is. As you know by now, typewriters and Cauldron Lake do not mix. And a room full of them all clacking away? 100% bad news. Need a higher clearance keycard.
Went bad.
Any key cards? Found any key cards?
Flow. It became
Copy, make. Wake me. Do not copy wake me expectations. Progress report read typewriter brand investigation. Investigation into the precise brand and model of typewriter used by Alan Wake with intent to use this particular brand for blah, 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 and the ATDs continues to be unsuccessful. Sources contacted with discretion. Wake's publishing home. Result, no useful information. Wake's agent. Result, refused to discuss client matters. Good job, Barry. Wake's parents. Result, refused to Wake's parents. I was like, wait a minute. Wake never knew his dad. Why would it be parent? I'm just not reading today. Wake's spouse. Result, refused to discuss. Redacted. Result, no useful information. God, that could be a number of people. Checked all available online interviews down Wake. I thought I was going to. I saw that slash. I'm like, oh, it's probably going to be URL. No, I'm an idiot. Checked all available online interviews, publications, and elements pertaining to Alan Wake. Result: no useful information. The relevant team will continue to explore alternative sources of information. The ATDs will continue to be operated with the available typewriters until Wake's preferred brand is known. Theoretically, replicating Alan Wake's style of writing by the same brand of typewriter used by the author should yield optimal results. Yeah, because what you need to do when you're copying someone's work and passing off as your own is just, and using Gen AI is just use the same sort of machine, because that's, listen, I mean, just the fact of, oh, if I go out into this wilderness cabin and be by myself for a month, that will inspire me. I'll suddenly write better than ever before. No. You'll still do the same shit, but less comfortably. Maybe that can work for some people, but is not magic. Even Alan's magic takes a lot of work and effort to create. The project director has indicated that a similar investigation should be launched into the brand and type of ink used in Wake's typewriter. If we do everything exactly alike, we'll be just like, oh, fuck off. This is so fucking stupid. Of course it blew up in your face, you idiots. Oh, you're not a key card. Still like you though. First I thought it was toilet paper. Research notes: read content of Wake manuscript. We have begun to find pages from a manuscript very likely written by Alan Wake, Parliamentarian and suspect in past cases involving the Cauldron Lake AWE. Though I do not like to bring myself or my biases into my work, I must do so here to address the matter being examined. As reference for any future readers, I am Dr. Diana Marmont, co-head of research at the Lake House facility. The page we recently found summarizes my life with Jules Marmont, husband and co-researcher. It has turned us into characters for its story, making generalizations and assumptions that I must attempt to evaluate without emotion or prejudice. The accuracy of the writing is intriguing. It reports our past in the Bureau, but also details inner thoughts that an outside recorder would have no way of knowing. Jules and I have indeed been having more and more interpersonal conflicts this past year. This raises many questions. How does Wake, wherever he is writing this from, get his information? Or was the page itself determining these emotions and events? I cannot believe that the scope of Wake's ability goes so far as to have dictated my entire career at the FBC, and if it did, would it matter? Even if a person knew their life was being driven by external force, would it change their nature, their behavior, their personality? Well, it really depends if it's a deterministic universe or not, but anyways. My disagreements with Jules are not sudden shifts in personality, but rather a growing resentment. I firmly believe that, though I have no evidence to prove it, which brings me to new research query for our team. Yeah, Alan can't just make things happen. The story has to be true. So if Alan is making things happen, those cracks, the cracks he used, the ways he shifted emotions, were all, like, the ingredients were all there. Like, he's baking a cake. The cake can only come into existence if you have all the ingredients. So the ingredients for the cracks were there. So it was true. What methodology can one use to prove that their actions, their mind, their love or animosity are theirs to control? And but at least anything that does happen was because of you. You might have been manipulated, things might have been taken too far to an extreme, but they were you. They came from you. If the cracks weren't there to be formed, they wouldn't have been able to be formed by Alan's.
March 7th, 2018. Notes regarding Dr. Emil Hartman, founder of the Cauldron Lake Lodge, where he manipulated artists in an attempt to control the power of the Shadow. I've gone through his notes, which were confiscated by the Bureau after his arrest in 2010. Overall, Hartman's work was sloppy. Complete disregard for proper scientific method. but he was bold enough to try something we haven't. Our procedural writing machines are promising, but we could understand the effects of Cauldron Lake's threshold much better by observing live artists in action. Thanks to Hartman, we even have a list of prospects. Next step is to send Dr. Darling a request to bring some into the lake house for analysis.
It's kind of saying, hey, this Nazi was bad, but he had some good ideas. Because you'll find out who that painting is of, why he's so pissed off. Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, there's not a door in front of me. Oh, fuck, wrong one. Fuck.
Went bad. The truth was controlled.
I want to go by the typewriters. Other than unrelated art. Art is for analysis, not for What corporate bullshit is this shit? Art is for analysis, not for admiration. Stay focused on your work. Admiring art, ka! It's just some science shit.
Shit. I can never say no to extra firepower. Back where I started. Spatial recurrence. Usually observes the law of three.
See if there's any key cards or goodies. Rule of three is a big thing in the Control series.
Imbalance. Cause and effect hopelessly tangled. Arranged wrong.
Oh shit.
Shadow is here. Good thing you brought a flashlight.
You have horrible aim! That was all sorts of not fun. That was not fun.
Loop 3. Should be the last one.
Once we finish this loop, we're going to quit for the evening. I did mean to stream a little bit more, but I got updates from Dad about his whole situation.
But about what? I mean, what does it mean? This page scared Jules away from the work on Wake's writing. A coward can't stand risk. But science is
Like, was
risk.
it different the second
For
time,
me,
or
this
wasn't
is
it?
proof that we are going in the
I
right
just
direction.
assumed it was.
I just need Rudolph Lane's paintings to lead to more pages so that hopefully one day we can understand.
Yeah. So Randolph Lane. So if you haven't played the first Alan Wake game, which you do not need to do to, understand the plot of this, Randolph Lane was one of the patients you could run across. So this is basically his epilogue. It's fucking saddening
I keep coming back to this page.
and disgusting. He
Wake.
was finally out of Hartman's grasp, and then he was pulled into something much fucking worse. I was just gonna continue. Oh, fuck. We need to be looking for one of those things.
Ugh, locked. Maybe there's another way in. Huh. Controllable shifting phenomena.
Oh. Ah, here.
Won't open without power.
Okay. Oh, great. And now we get to walk through this area without being able to fucking see. Just hug the night light, Estimate. Just hug it. Let's bring this. I'm gonna assume we have to put that where the other doohickey was. If I'm wrong, it will be the first time in all of existence. Okay. I'm just going to finish this one block.
You again. What happened to you? Did the people here do this to you?
So is that like a maybe?
Alan Wake's writing is being studied here. Do you know anything about him?
Names don't matter. 1,000 more to come.
They say clear communication is the key to any relationship. You and I have some work to do there.
Any good relationship, jeez. You learned out the hard way, huh?
You said Marmonts before. Do they do this? Where are they now? Tell me where they are.
Oi!
Christ. It's fixated on the Marmonts. What did they do?
Oh wait, I was here. Oh yeah, that's the. Oh yeah, I'm on floor 3.
Access denied. Access denied.
A threshold
shit.
is the connection between a foreign reality and our own. Now, they all have their own rules, strange as they are, but the further down I went, the more chaotic this one got. Clearly, this was the Cauldron Lake threshold, but something was wrong. Well, more wrong than usual.
Sub-level 1.
I'm just gonna look up a cheat to figure out where the fuck this key card is. Where to get the key card with more access in Alan Wake 2 Lake House expansion. Sub-level 2. Dead researchers. Dead research and level 2.
Sub-level
Weather-wide
2.
lockdown in effect. Please remain calm. Weather-wide lockdown in effect. Please remain calm.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to level 2, did we? Let's see, where the fuck is it? Start the lake house. Type. Take the elevator level to the inside the holding cell. Continue further down the small section of the break room. You'll find a dead researcher. Yeah, the break room.
Shaded. Hope that glass is thick.
I'm actually gonna need a picture here. Which one of you dead fucks has a goddamn key card? Danny, just shut the fuck up, huh? You know
Won't open while the floor's on lockdown.
exactly. Clearance to key card Alan Wake 2 Lake House. Location. It's not gonna load? Fucking hell. Getting higher level clearance Alan Wake 2 Lake House expansion. Let's get hard. Need to access a sub-level 2 computer, disengage the lockdown by entering the correct path, which is... Find the computers. And the password clues. Head to the nearby guard's body where you'll find level 2. God damn it! Really? Okay, it seems like this was the level we passed by, so we need to solve a little puzzle to get to able to use the get to where the key card is from. Alan Wake 2 Lake House DLC. Oh, shut the fuck up. Alan Wake 2 Lake House DLC walkthrough. Sorry, just moved. Dr. Marmont. Okay, let me make sure that's what we're supposed to do. Spawn and create. This time, Diana before. Okay, good. We didn't miss anything. Go through. You will see a power switch. Done. Explores conversation. After the layout changes, you'll be able to lift. So. Okay, so yeah, we were supposed to go here. Okay, just fucking hang on a moment, babe. I was double checking something, okay? Okay, let's see. Fuck, are we able to save? Okay, save. What was that fucking save point? Okay, since I don't remember where a save point is on this floor, because this is our first time here, and I'm being pressured to rush by Brian.
Where'd the elevator go?
Oh, fuck, that elevator. Shit. It's gotta be a save point. Oh, here we go. Oh my god, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Oh, fuck. Hang on, let me do a nice manual save. Sorry, folks, this is going to be a very short outro because I took way too long. I should have quit sooner. And then there's the fact that Brian was experiencing some problems with 3D printing, which means he's pissed off, which means fun times. But anyways, before I go, my streaming schedule is in the near future is late tonight. I will be streaming more of Avowed. And tomorrow I will continue Oblivion Remastered. And until next time,